live.
Oh, hi everybody. As you know, I love my coffee, and I love it absolutely more when it's Sizzle Cafe. So we're standing here, sorry for the echo, but we're standing here where we actually create our infrared cooking coffee right here in Sizzle International's manufacturing facility. Now it's interesting because we've got such a great opportunity right now as we go through and talk about some of the things that we do to make it special. But one of the things that I wanted to do was start right where it all starts, which is at the infrared cooking device that Tom Maurer Sr. had specifically developed so that we could do the best coffee, we could create the best coffee possible for you. What's interesting is that less than about 2% of the coffee manufacturers or producers worldwide use this infrared cooking device. So this cooking device is a very different platform in terms of how we create our coffee. One of the main reasons for that is the acrylamide. We want to reduce the amount of carcinogenic effect as much as possible, and that's Tom Maurer Sr.'s specific agreement with all of you as he talks about Sizzle Safe and the Maurer mission. So for years and years he said, I'm not going to do anything that potentially is harmful. Coffee is one more thing that he said. I can make it healthier and I can make it better for everybody. So when we talk about it, let me just give you a quick overview just so you can see a little bit of the coffee cooker that we have here. So it's a very boutique coffee maker. It's called a show roaster. And the show roaster means that it's a little bit smaller than a commercial roaster. One of the reasons for that is that it allows us more control over the manufacturing process. The other cool thing is that when we start out in the hopper is in essence just a spot to start putting all of our green coffee bean into. Goes up this vacuum into what we call the secondary hopper, and then as the infrared cooker is ready and at the degrees, the temperature that we want it, it'll actually drop into here. Once it starts cooking those beans, it allows it to go through a higher temperature, reduce the temperature, and bring it back up into what it calls a crack. Once it cracks the green coffee bean and it's cooked, then it starts to release the aroma and the oils, and what a great flavor, what a great smell, and what a great taste that coffee becomes as it goes into there. It of course comes into here, it goes into what's called the cooling tray. The cooling tray continues to move it around. After about 5 minutes, you can literally touch that coffee bean and be able to touch it without burning yourself. But that's the process to take it up in temperature to bring it back down as quick as possible to retain all of those flavors and those oils. Then once it comes out and actually goes through here, we bring it out and then we allow it to sit for about 2 to 3 days. This giant device is one of my favorite pieces up here, which is called the afterburner. And I only just like saying that, called the afterburner. But the fact is that this afterburner is part of the process of its exhaust fan and blowing out. But this device allows us to create more of an artisan type coffee, something that is really special and unique to you. It doesn't allow us to do these massive burns. It doesn't allow the coffee to be into more of a crispy mode and taking some of the coffee, which is significant, some of the coffee getting burnt and some of the coffee not getting burnt or even cooked at all. Ours is such a unique process that again, only 2% of the coffee manufacturers utilize it, but it allows us to control that temperature all the way through the process so that you get a very significant change in the way that our coffee is made versus everybody else's, which is why we call it the world's healthiest, the world's best tasting coffee, arguably, by all of our distributors who absolutely love and taste it. So you guys need to have an opportunity to whip up this incredible coffee anytime you want to take it out to people and give them an opportunity to taste it. So I do know that I've got a couple of questions that people are popping up right now. One of the questions, of course, is looks like we've got somebody that asked what are the major differences, if any, between sencha iced tea and fire iced tea. Well, they are very different. One is very calming and a green tea that's brought in from Japan, and that's the sencha green tea. And then, of course, the fire and iced tea is a very specific fire and iced tea that goes into the world that we live in, which is called thermogenic fat-burning tea, which, as you can see, I might need to lose a little bit, other people might need to lose a little bit. So the fire and iced tea is more of a weight loss device. The other one is more of a traditional green tea that allows people to utilize the same. Now I'm going to actually pop up something else. See, Pat Garrett says that I'll be having another drink right now. He loves this. Lisa says, I really like your coffee drink recipes on the Sizzle Cafe website. Where can I find more? sizzlecafe.com website, but you can also find it on our Facebook page. Go to the Facebook page, spend some time there, and look for different opportunities to find out about different recipes, different ways to utilize it. So you guys can have that chance if you just spend more time there. And again, one of the things that I see now is that one last question, because I know we're running out of time. I'm planning on joining the Maurer Leadership Cruise. I don't understand how the Maurer Cash thing works. Well, let me just tell you, and I'm going to explain it real quick. I call it the Maurer Cash because really, in reality, it's the Maurer Cruise Cash that's given by the Maurers as points, so that you can utilize this towards your cruise. If you gain enough points, you could have the whole cruise paid for. The reason I call it cash is that it's pretty tough to translate around the world, bucks or moolah or some of the other acronyms or adjectives for cash. But really this one is just the Maurers saying, look, we want you to be a part of this. Use this cash to be equivalent to points used for the actual Maurer cruise. We'll contribute our portion, you contribute yours. Hopefully, you contribute more of yours, which is you going out, working and building and growing and retaining and growing up in your ranks as you continue to build your business. And that's really our point. Now, the last thing I want to say is that this is obviously live. We're actually taking things in right now, or questions in right now. What I want you to do is after we're done here, continue to add the questions, because each week I'd like to jump out and actually do different Sizzle Live, Facebook Live events where I can jump online and answer questions. Now, some people may ask, where does Tom Maurer Sr. live? Some people may ask, why does Tom Maurer Jr. have such a great knowledge and understanding of the biological pieces of the body and how do they work? Some people may ask, how do we manufacture in the blending rooms, and how do we measure our ingredients, and other things that may come alive. As you guys look at me standing right here, I want to answer those questions for you. So guys, I'm excited to be doing this. I know we've got our Sizzle Beauty. You guys can log on to those on Mondays. We've got Fabian Mosso bouncing on. We've got others bouncing on. We want you guys to be a part of this to create this massive interactive community of people in Sizzle Nation around the world. And I got to tell you, based on all the things that I'm finding right now, there are people all around the world right now that are actually jumping on there. So I know that I've got Australia. Brendan Sinfield, for instance, he said, I've had a couple of cups of coffee this morning, actually just popped off, but I've had a couple of cups of coffee. He's probably why he's still awake in Australia. Joe Hill, I know you're from Australia. I love my cafe. I need some now because it's 2:30 a.m. in Australia. Folks, this is a lot of fun. I love being here with you, and I hope that now that you understand the relationship between the coffee that you're drinking every day and sharing and building a business off of is started right here at this infrared cooking device. I hope that you understand now why our coffee is the best coffee. Thanks, everybody.